Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. It's a wonderful evening here, wherever the hell I am. It's a lovely full moon that's cresting up over the horizon, and I'm excited always to start a new project on a full moon. So I'm excited to talk to you today about the new project that we have for manifestation. And this harkens back to me looking at all the videos I've done with Liz, see if there's anything that I missed, trying to track anything. There's a lot of tidbits of things in there. So I'm anxious to find out if anybody's working on this weekly by weekly to see if they're having success or if they're, I don't want to know what you're doing. I don't want to know what you're working on. Just how's it going? And I think that's enough for all of us to figure out if what we're doing's, doing good. My goal, hey there, how are you, Candace?
Hello.
How are you? I see you there. I saw you on my little phone. I'm outside in the back patio enjoying a lovely moon crest as Daisy gives me her ball to play with.
Oh, it,
Yeah.
is it like still bright outside for you?
No,
Not at all.
no.
Yeah.
The darkness has fallen now that we've lost an hour, and the I used to walk Daisy at like 6:15, and now if she's not out by 5:15, it's dark. So that's just gonna get worse and worse and worse, it looks like.
Yeah, I wondered how it is much farther south than me. So, yeah.
How are your
Yeah.
manifestation processes going?
Oh, I'm in a lull.
It's understandable.
Um, Life is happening with other things, so I haven't had a chance to catch up, but I wanted to sign in to basically listen and learn.
Oh, yeah. I'm going on. I posted a message to kind of a synopsis of what I had talked to Liz about 2 years ago and made it into the like one of the posts on the manifestation classroom. So it's the summary of everything that Liz and I talked about with Merlin back then. And Merlin is an adept magician, psychic, medium who was able to make his own um, thought balls and send them out to anywhere that he wanted to send them. Used them for spying on neighboring camps. He used them for setting fires on neighboring camps. And he could pretty much use his orbs to do anything that he wanted to do. That was one of the powers of Merlin. And so I asked him, I said, does anybody have this power? And he said, yes, anyone can, if they practice, use these orbs for their own advantage. I've got a great
Hmm.
shot of the moon right now, and it looks just like an orb. I see orbs in the photo too, so I'm wondering if I've any of them that have come through are here. Probably not, but it's fun to pretend that I have made the orbs, and that's what we have to do until it works. Keep practicing and keep making sure that we. Oh, Candace is here too. It's the double Candace and the full moon upon me. How are you, Candace?
It's the other Candace who apparently has a dog the same name as mine too.
What is your dog's name?
I think, if I remember correctly, Coco.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, too similar. That's so funny.
Wow. That is amazing. Although we can tell
That
which one
is
is you because of
amazing.
the accent. Yes.
That's funny.
Candace is actually a master manifester, and I want her to tell us about down under manifesting. I was saying that I posted the Merlin thing, and I've done it successfully when I first learned about it with Liz, but haven't done it lately. And so today, this afternoon, I was just thinking about the orbs conversation that we had. And right after it, I tried it and was able to like communicate with orbs, but I forgot that I could use it for manifestation. So let's try that plan, see how that works. And Candace, tell us about things that you have done and practiced to manifest to success.
Which Candace?
You,
You're Candace with
Me?
an I.
you.
Yeah, I Candace. Not a Candace, I Candace. What have I manifested? Oh, I manifested quite a bit to be honest. I wanted a diamond because I wanted to make a ring. And so I got exactly the size that I wanted, the cut that I wanted. And that was within maybe, I think, 3 weeks. And the only person that I actually said that to in detail was to Magic. And I just wrote it down to him, but obviously wanting it for quite a while. I also have manifested money, but I utilize the Jerry from Liz Cross's friend who does the tarot. He actually made a post with Liz about the Dear Angels letter, and like that actually helped me to get rid of someone out of my life. Mind you, it took a while, but I also manifested money from that as well. And I write down each month at the full moon and the new moon what I want on the new moon, and then what I want to get rid of on the full moon. And it seems to be going good, but I also make sure that I go and tick off things as well. So like I'll go back because I write it as a list of like, yes, I've achieved that, or yes, I've gotten rid of that. And so to go back, I think that really gives me the opportunity to give gratitude and like to be really appreciative of the things that I have forgotten that I've asked for in the past, and then be really grateful for them again now in present time, because I kind of forget to be thankful. So it's an awesome reminder, and like I friggin' love ticking off boxes and like going, oh, I've achieved that. Yes, like how awesome. Oh, I forgot that I, manifested, to get an application approved. And so, and like for it to be successful and like in my favor and with like the maximum amount that it can be. And like that's what happened. And like to go above and beyond whatever I have in my brain. And I also think that that's now important for me to be putting down, because yeah, $4,000 is better when it comes as like more money than that. I think that that's cool. So
Awesome. I never thought to even make, I need to be a list person. I used to be a list person. I need to make myself some little check mark things.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it gives you that, like I do it, day to day as like a gratitude thing, like what happened today that was good in, throughout my day. And I don't look at it like every week. I do it maybe every couple of months, but I put them on post-it notes, and then to like lay out the post-it notes and go, oh yeah, it was really cool that I was thankful for, having fun with Ruckus, or, being thankful for Coco or whatever. It's just nice for those like little things as well. And I think that then that can work into the manifestations a lot easier, because you're more thankful for things that'll come in the future, I think, in my opinion.
Wow.
So am I doing it wrong for the moon? Because I start things on a new moon.
No, you really,
And
sorry, you started on what?
No.
A new moon?
I like
Yeah.
whenever I start a new remote viewing course, I start it on the new moon because I feel
Yeah.
like there's like powerful energy to start it then. But
Yeah.
should I
Yeah,
And
that's
then
be
you
right. Yeah.
release
closing
things
things
on the
down on the
full.
full moon instead?
Yeah, you release it after the moon is full. So I never even thought to
Oh,
do it for like manifestation. I've only ever done I've done years of moon work with a Slavic shaman, but I don't know why it never occurred to me to do it for other types of manifestation.
Well, to be honest, I've got this diary that's really into the full moon and like the moon cycle and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
so it actually has a full page. It's only an A5 diary, has week to week, but it has like intentions, and then it sits like it has whatever the new moon is. It'll have like a little affirmation, and then like I'll just open it up for today, I suppose, like for tomorrow, because it'll be a full moon, and it's going to be like the full moon in Taurus, which I already knew that, but anyway. And it just has like a little affirmation saying my connection. Oh, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Sorry. So yeah, the full moon in Taurus, I release all material attachments that bring me further from health.
Okay.
And so I kind of sit with that and maybe do a little bit of releasing for that. But then, like the new moon for Scorpio is my connection with the deceased is never lost. I honor my ancestors. And so it kind of says, like, it kind of reminds me, I suppose, in my diary each month of what to be doing, when. And some days I forget it, but then we all know that the energy is there for, a few days before and after, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't do it prior to getting this diary, and I've had it for like the last like 5 years now, and so I love ticking it off. Like I said, I don't tick it off every month, but like I will go back and do maybe like a few months at a time to see what's happened at the start. What was I wanting? What was I really hoping for? Yeah. I just think it's a cool way to record things as well. And I suppose it would be cooler to look back. Maybe I should do that as well. Look back a couple of years and see what was going on.
Yeah, that's interesting. But one thing that's boggling my mind right now is why I never thought of moon work as manifestation, or like helping with manifestation, or really releasing in terms of, I don't know. I guess I just never put it in the manifestation category, even though I've done years of moon work. I've just never done it for material things, I guess, which I should.
What do you do it for? Like, can I
I
just
did
ask?
it for
Sorry.
like personal, spiritual development, healing, that type of a thing. So, but not
Okay.
ever in terms of, yeah. So it was more whatever I wanted to bring into my life, in terms of health, or just, yeah, just doing personal, emotional, mental, spiritual healing. But I never ever
Yeah.
thought, I don't know why.
To be
Because
honest,
I
like I
even told
actually
Magic to use the moon for meta, but I don't know why I didn't bring it into this class.
well, to be honest, like I also like I ask for, when I'm manifesting, I with the new moon, I say like, positive self-talk, and like, not health stuff necessarily, but I talk about that. And then when it's a full moon, I'll say like the negative self-talk, the negative self-esteem, um, and yeah, like the motivation when it's the new moon. So I suppose you do it, just not in that easily and joyfully manifest my optimum ability.
Right.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I always write that down as well, I suppose. Like that has just been something that is a little ritual, for both.
That's awesome. Do you have a specific brand of notebook you buy that already has the pages for you,
It's
or
called Magic of
calendar or journal?
I. It's
Sorry,
called
pardon?
Magic of I.
The Magic of I.
Yeah, and it's an Australian company as well. Like, yeah, I didn't realize that, but they're beautiful. They come in such, yeah, I just rate them so much. And it tells you all your, like what the planets are doing at the time. And I suppose if you're really good at reading that, you'll be able to see what is going on and how that'll affect you. It also says like what type of day it might be. So depending on the actual planets and stuff, like today it's saying it's a home sweet day, like to be a bit of a homebody, to take it easy. And it also has
Me every
information
day.
about, that's me every day too. It has just, yeah, all information about the different cycles of the moon and how that affects it, what days to plant, all information about like all of the zodiacs and blah blah blah. But yeah, you should check it out. I love it.
Awesome. I wonder if they have, if their calendars then are better
They
owned
do.
for America, North America versus,
They do
okay,
for both.
they do. Oh,
Yep.
So I have
awesome.
a really dumb question. Is there a full moon like where you are tonight, or is it upside
Yeah,
down?
tonight on the 6th. Yeah, it's
Okay.
going to be, yeah, the 6th. which is today.
So that's the difference because because we're on the 5th.
So yeah, we're
Mm.
seeing the full moon right now tonight. It's a lovely moon. And I always just try and draw that energy into me though. Like I've never thought about releasing things. Like, are you releasing energy then into it of things that you want to let go of into the moon to let it absorb it for you? I'm trying to
No,
understand the release more.
the moon, as from my understand, I don't know, it's just old ancient, I don't know, as a way to, it basically amplifies everything. Like it's amplifying your intentions. That's my opinion of it, in the same way that some people might use a crystal to amplify something, or
Mm.
I don't know. Is that your understanding of it, Candace? I'm not an expert in it. I've just done my simple releases at the full moon and intentions on the moon. So
Yeah, I'm basically the same. Like I use it to, yeah, the full moon to like let go, to shed, to, yeah, get rid of everything. So that's basically like when I say that I want to let go and heal, you know how we do that with CTT. I basically write my list of things that I want to let go and heal anyway. And it's not like I do anything with it. I just put it in here and set and forget. And I do that with the manifestations too. And then on the new moon, again, like that's the new beginning, planting seeds. So I take it as like, you know, these are the things that I want to easily and joyfully manifest with no negative consequences and no additional karmic debt. And then I'll just write those down and just say thank you, and then yeah, set and forget, I think. And that's why I kind of play with things, because I don't know whether this is the stuff that works or whether it's, you know, yeah, I kind of just try my luck at everything.
that makes sense. It just makes what, even learning about, I dove deep into my ancestral stuff and finding out that all these old people in Ukraine and Poland, they still like, oh, you have to do this on the new moon. And they're very much, a lot of the older ones and even the younger ones I met, the Ukrainian teacher I had teaching me language went through just even talking about simple things like, oh, my mom only picks cabbage on a certain day and she only makes this food on a certain day at a certain time of the month because we're based on the moon. It's all they do it all based on
Literally,
the week.
that's literally what's in this diary, honestly. Like, and I don't know too much about that kind of stuff, but you'd be able to pick it up for sure then, because I've it's gone way over my head. But that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So they also seemed to do, at least in the Slavic ancestral practices, a lot of it with the masculine and feminine words, which we don't really have in the English language the way they do in other languages. But then they had their masculine versus feminine days of the week. So for even if you go to a folk practitioner, men would be served on certain days and women would be served on certain days, and it was for that reason, because the energy, they're just working with the energy and when it's most amplified and beneficial. So same thing with them doing healing work. They'd only like, okay, if you want to release this illness, you need to come after the moon is full.
Yes, and that's what's in here. Oh my god, that makes so much more sense now. Interesting.
And
okay.
Oh, that's what they do. From what I've found out throughout the world, it's not just Slavic. It's just pre-Christian pagan ways of nature.
Yeah, well, it literally, I'm just flicking through some of this stuff, and just when you said about the picking the fruit, or like picking the whatever you had just said, it literally just says like cut grass for slow regrowth and to do weeding under the balsamic moon. Like, oh, okay. Like, oh, that sounds great. I should be doing that. No wonder my grass grows so freaking fast. Anyway.
She even gave an example of, she was saying, my friend will only cut her son's fingernails on a certain, at certain times too, because she wants it to grow slower. right?
Oh my God, like, yes.
Or if you want your hair to grow longer, then you do it on these days. And yeah.
On a Gemini day for hands and arms. Interesting. And then hair is like Aries days. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Thank you. You've helped me out so much with this book because, like I said, it went over my head. It was like way too high. Like, but now it makes a little bit more sense. That's phenomenal. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Interesting. A lot of the superstitions
Oh
and
my
everything
God.
go back to that. So, and yeah, I don't know why I didn't ever think that any of this is related to manifesting, but that's really what their intentions were for either gaining something or removing something.
That's
Yeah,
so
I've just been
cool.
trying
Thank
on the
you.
wrong day. So I need to make sure I find out the right day for my manifesting work. In the new moon, I'm going to start that because otherwise it's so, I mean, it's the brightest moon of, think of the year right now. And it's just, I don't know if you can see it before you're at, Candace, with an
Oh
A,
yeah, I'm sure I
but it's
probably could. I'm
amazing.
sure I could probably see it too.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. It's a super moon too, so it's close to, let's see. Now I'm gonna wander outside while you guys chat. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
Okay, bye. We're chatting, aren't we, Mr. Reality?
We are. I love that. We need to chat more often. We'll keep it,
Oh.
we'll keep it cordial since it's, recorded for YouTube posterity. And I just, I don't know. It seems like I only have like 15 to 30 minutes to work on things with everything else that I'm working on, Daisy and my other projects. And so I need to carve out like a good 2 hours for my setting up what I really want to manifest because that list has not been adjudicated yet to, be specific and clear and
Mm,
to really tap down into what it is that I want to make. I know I can make things and I know I can just create things out of thin air. It's just a question of setting that intention and letting it, and what you said, set it and forget it and let it go. That's exactly right too. I thought we can't dwell on it. And a lot of times people put too much energy into something or focus and fixate on it, and they just need to write it and let it go. I've done the exercise you mentioned about Jerry with the tarot
mm,
writing a letter, but we did it for like a letting go exercise at New Year's at a friend of mine's. Had some paper and we went into his backyard and wrote down everything we wanted to get
and
rid of in
burnt
our
it?
life for that year and
Yes.
burn it in the bonfire. And but I hadn't done it
Oh
for
yeah.
manifestation. I did it for letting go. So it was like an opposite polarity
No, well,
of burning it.
that's like I said, I've done it for both,
Hmm.
and it worked for getting rid of that person. Mind you, it did take, like, I think it took 3 months to get rid of the person, but then the energy is still there, obviously. But then the things that I have manifested, like they took. Jerry said like 21 days. Man, mine came through quicker than that, like within a week, some of them.
Wow.
But
Wow.
also I had been writing them down in my diary for like the past however long. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know which one works better. Like I see results when I do the Dear Angels. And like I have one thing, and this is so silly. I don't know why I haven't done the one that I want to be doing. Like I've got some sort of resistance and I don't know why.
Mhm.
But why can't I do it? Yeah, but I need to be doing that one. But there's some sort of resistance there that has stopped me from just writing it down when I could. It would be so easy.
Hmm. So it's a matter of sitting in reflection to figure out why why you're
Or maybe not.
preventing
Maybe I
yourself.
just need to Friggin' do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not think about it. I'm not quite sure, but it is something that I have been writing down, you know, in that diary all the time. But yeah, and that's what I think. Maybe this you mentioned the mysteryality, remote influencing, and I was wondering if these are the orbs. Are they the types of things that we can be using for that, or are the orbs um things that can be like, do they create what you want? I don't really understand how they work.
Yeah, there's a few different methods about the orbs from our chat. So I'm drawing it from like 4 sources. One of them is Merlin, one of them is uh, Angela Thompson Smith, and she said that there are these entities in the universe called messenger orbs that can relay information. They're like international mail carriers, so they can get information from any place. But the orbs that I'm talking about are the ones that we create based on like elements or based on just our own energy. And you can set that to, sorry, someone's growling at me. You can set that to manifest and extend itself for, a couple of weeks until when it's, you set the intention that once it's completed its mission, that it dissolves and comes back to you in the form of energy. So you're not losing any of the energy that you make from it. But there are 3 different types of orbs: the messenger orbs, the manifestation orbs, and then the ones that we see in photographs, which I don't know what those are. I think a lot of them are just dust, but the ones that we make are our own intent.
Have
And
you seen orbs though with your own eyes? Because as a kid, I was seeing orbs, and I've been seeing orbs for I don't know how long. I don't know. I can't even remember. I lost track of when I started seeing other orbs more recently, and I keep wondering what the heck they are.
I've never
Sorry,
seen one with my own
backtrack.
eyes. No.
And I can't see the orb around the moon or the moon. I had to mute myself because the door slams and makes too much noise.
You think it's been taken in Canada with everything else?
It's just really cloudy.
Good. That's good. Because a lot of funny things are happening there, so it's possible.
Oh, yeah. We
But
won't go
creating
there.
your own orb takes practice, Merlin said. Um, he did it all the time. And you set the intent for the orb as to what it should be doing when it goes out, whether it's a reconnaissance orb or manifestation orb. And you can create your own. I was thinking he said orb army, but because it's using your own energy, I wouldn't use many of them. Like I would keep it to a handful at first to see how it affects you and how it, if it does any energy drain upon you. Keep it simple before you release your army of orbs to attack people. Regarding remote
To
influencing,
attack people.
there are a few ways that I can do it, and I was thinking about making a video about it, maybe like just as like a one-off video to sell, because everybody wants to remote influence everybody else, so why not? Um, you can do it in the future or in the past. I've never used orbs to influence people. I just use my own energy and my own kind of power. Like I can send power to people no matter where they are. And I kind of create not orbs, but I create like other thought forms to stick with them or stick behind them and continue pinging them with energy. But you certainly could make an orb for it as well. I just had never thought about it. I usually create like a more elaborate thought form to do my bidding if I'm,
So
for
wait,
example,
because
attacking someone who's a dick.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Then so I didn't read through the thing you put up.
that's fine.
How do we know then if we're creating a thought form versus an orb? Have you received instructions, like fairly detailed instructions on how to create an orb?
They're kind of the same like idea. The orb will be a thought form, and it's easier to create an orb thought form than the more intricate Rube Goldberg contraptions that I make to send to people. So
Okay.
if I can do that as a thought form, then it's a lot easier just to make a formless, circle in my head and send it out. You can-
Mm. Yeah, interesting. So it's really just setting the intention that this is an orb. I create an
Yeah,
orb
setting
for
the
this.
intention, visualizing it, sort of doing the energy work like we did with the spoon bending. Any side effects of it? Candace asks. Um,
Sorry, they were
I have
questions that I
seen.
was going to ask when you were done.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. I've seen no,
I
like,
was
what we're finding on the other side is there's no recompense. There's no, bad karma points that you're digging up for A, murdering people, B, being a horrible person in this lifetime. But just, so there's no bad points that I have seen to do this.
Interesting. And Candace also wrote,
okay. So hang on, but with the no negative stuff. So what about the additional karma though, whether it's good or bad? Because yeah, we can have like a negative. It's all depending on like the perspective that you have in time about whether something's bad or good. But what about the karma and what makes us drop into being on the dark side? Because with Stephen King, he's teetering on the edge.
mm,
So what um I suppose my question is like what's I wonder what stops people from getting what they want. Well, because yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. And
No, I see
also
where
I
you're
just
going with the
said about
question.
the cleaning the energy when it comes back to us. So I want to make sure that my orb is pristine, like I said about any energy coming back to me, sprinkled with love and light, or just with no karma.
Yeah, I mentioned that in Monday's CTT. I don't know if Liz posted it yet or not. I don't think she downloaded it, but I sent it to you, I think. That question that Magic had about it at the beginning.
Or did he ask the question about getting our energy back?
No, he wasn't there, but I asked it for you, for
Ah,
him.
for him. Yeah, thank you.
You come up with great questions. You're a lot deeper than I am. Negative karma points. I don't know. I've wanted to make a probe about how many negative karma points you get from certain actions as a human, as an insect, as whatever else we are, and
That's
how does
right. I
that
remember you
affect our
saying that.
karma bank? But I haven't gotten to that questionnaire yet because Liz wants to do other things. So we, but it seems like it's lessened. How would I describe it? If we're, it's probably bad karma when I make people sick. Yes. It's probably bad karma when I make people, go nuts for a certain like event that they're supposed to be calm at. I don't do it often, but
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
well, it's amusing that it's possible. I mean, I didn't know that I could do
I
it,
wonder
and
how
then I
many
was
karma points I
confirmed that I
just got
did.
just then for me
Snickering.
laughing. Yeah.
Oh, I love your laugh. So it makes me happy. So it balances out.
Oh, does it from your evil? Okay. No, but it's all perspective. That's what I think. So it's only bad because we're human. Like, does that make sense?
Well, I do it on
Because
humans, yes.
no, but it's only negative if one, there's any negative consequences to you in this lifetime, and two, like because we get the mind wipe, we don't remember what we've done in the next lifetime or previous lifetime, so it doesn't really matter. It's only if society or rules or our own morals think that something's wrong, then that's when we get negative points, maybe. So we make our own rules, essentially, maybe. Don't know.
Maybe you need a benchmark question as to instead of the ascension ladder step and number of lifetimes, what is their karmic debt at? Like, how do we bank that? How do we quantify it? And, what other benchmarks are there in the algorithmic scale of ascension, not just ladder steps, but what else are they judging us on? If not only
the
karma,
answer
what else?
that's the answers for the karma is going to be 0. Because there's no consequences, and you're just seen as like a good little soul for murdering millions of people.
Yeah, we did another one early on, and it turned out this guy was a serial killer in many lifetimes. They like, I don't know. I would think there would be rehabilitation centers. Nope, not at all. Because they say that
Relax. Sign me up.
you what?
I said, sign me up.
Well, they say it helps bring about change to have evildoers down here. It brings about, catharticism. So then I'm just an agent of change. I'm just helping make things better by manifesting things and doing what I want to people by remote influencing.
So your
This is
argument then is that
interesting.
like that was in your life path to begin with, and you were put here to negatively remote influence someone to be crazy at an event. Maybe.
But it was
It
helpful
wasn't my
to the
intention.
person.
Someone else, it wasn't,
It was helpful
yeah,
for someone else, right?
right. Someone asked me to do it. One of my remote viewing friends had been like, has been battling her ex-husband with custody battles for a decade. And she said, I'm going to see him in court. Is there anything you can do to make him like have a bad court day? And I said, yes, I can try. And I did successfully make him like yell at the judge, and all of his technology that he was trying to use because he's calling in from out of state was like having trouble, and he was like swearing like in front of the judge on the Zoom call. And she's like, I don't know what you did, but I've never seen him act that befuddled, confused, angry in like all my years of having court appearances with him. So, like, hey, that worked. Great. And I wasn't doing anything specific. I was just setting a chain of action to like sow discontent into his biofield. And so that alone is not a nefarious act, I would say. It's only like a trickster act. And so I don't think there's any negative karmic hindrance from me doing that. I think it's just, amusing to do that probably.
Interesting. I
But
sort of feel
and
like,
the other time I did it, there was probably some karmic imperfections there. Yeah.
but it benefited her in the end, I hope,
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it benefited her in that court appearance.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She still has issues with him, but she will always have issues with her ex-husband in custody and him not paying custody for the kid. And I can't help that, but it's something she deals with. She's plagued with family problems, family disagreements, money problems, and husband problems, boyfriend problems. And she used to come to me and complain a lot, but doesn't complain to me anymore. She hasn't called once to ask me how I am, which is sad. I've known her like 8 years, but I was coming back from well, I won't say that story on YouTube. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, off recording. Interesting. I do vaguely remember that story actually from you telling us in RV class.
I need to get my mirrors out. I need to get my post-it notes
That's
out.
right.
I need to get my crystals cleansed on this full moon tonight. I'm gonna put everything in the windowsill, and I had a window guy come and clean all the windows in the house today. So the moon can radiate in all the crystals that I've got. I sent Candace in Australia my crystal imagery, and I need to clear all those out for the moon energy tonight.
Same.
And I've got a radionics box too. We'll talk about that another time about how to make one. Not the symbolic one, but a real one.
Interesting. I forgot. I
So, oh, sorry.
oh, you know what? My comment was not pertaining to all this, so I'm not gonna make it. You go, Candace.
No, I've forgotten it now. It's okay. I was looking up discontent, and it is an interesting concept. Very, very interesting. That's the word that you used.
What does it mean?
Yeah, oh, it's got all God stuff in it, but yeah, I think that it's an interesting concept for sure. But there's lots of religious references and connotations to it. But basically, like, yeah, discontent is like you think of it as like a minor sin, and the major sins are like murder and stealing and all of that. However, that minor sins include irritation and gossip, but God is having none of that anyway. But I also think that it's saying like, it's talking about like why would we be choosing discontent, and it talks about issues to do with getting rich. So it's saying like, when we're discontent, if we want to get rich, if we're greedy for more than what we have now, we fall into the trap and into many foolish and harmful desires. We plunge into a ruin and destruction. And so basically, it's like a self punishment type of thing, which you can tell with your mate. I mean, well, not your mate, the person that was sent discontent. He was like discombobulated, essentially. Like, he wanted an outcome for that court date, and I suppose that's why he got so agitated. And I think discontent is a great word. I didn't know what it meant until I just kind of looked it up now. So I think that it would be interesting to see how many people have that as a block, and if that's what's stopping us from manifesting, because it's saying it's completely it's incredibly destructive.
Well, I was trying to think of something that didn't have like a level of, badness associated with it. Something that had like, I didn't want to be counterproductive or like outright mean or put anything into his biofield that had a, negative connotation. And I just thought the simplest ideology I can think of is discontent. And that was what I sent. And I sent it. You have to keep sending it. I'll tell you how you do it. You take a blank sheet of paper and you put the word discontent in a circle. And then you put the person's name in a circle outside of that circle to the right. And then you just keep taking your pen and you run a circle through the name of the person's circle and the discontent. And you just do that like 200 times. You're putting that person into the biofield of discontent. So you're not sending it into them. There are two ways to do it. And like for that experience, I took their biofield and I sowed it. I call it sowing emotion, SOWING. And I sowed discontent. I sowed him into that bubble of discontentment. And that was the result.
So
but you could do it the
circled
opposite way as well.
discontent and his name in a big circle. Is that what you're saying?
There are two circles. One has his name. It's a smaller circle.
Yeah.
The large circle is discontent or discontentment,
Okay.
I think I wrote. And then I just you can do it both ways, but I took his name and put my pen on his name circle and then move that over into discontentment. So I immersed him in a biofield of discontentment. But you could do this. Let's turn it around. Let's do it the opposite way, and let's make it a positive
Yes.
influence or a positive remote influence, and say, contentment and abundance. We could make those two
Yes.
bubbles and then make a circle for ourselves, the name of ourselves, and just bring abundance and, contentment into our biofield by doing it the opposite way. I would do it probably put the things
Put the thing on what we
on the
want,
right
and then
and then bring them or draw them back to
oh,
the left, maybe.
Sorry, say that again. Yeah, put what on the right?
So on the right side of the page, make a landscape page, take a regular sheet of paper, turn it the other way is what I would do because I want a lot of space when I make my casting circle.
Okay.
But like a large circle to say abundance in one circle and contentment in a second circle, maybe affluence in a third circle. And then we would draw each circle into us. And so put us on the left, our name on the left. Maybe, yeah, I would just do it singularly. I wouldn't do it as a group because you can't, it's harder to draw emotions to a group rather than individual. So
wait, so then if I'm looking at a page, there's a person's name on the left in a circle, and then those two other intentions or whatever you want in two other circles. And then are
yes,
you drawing a line back, or are you drawing them in a big circle?
no, I'm drawing like a half moon circle to it. So it's like the top arc. It's not a line, it's like more like an arc, like a little like a
Okay.
swoosh almost. And because the radiance of the motion is important in the casting as well, because it has to be like not a straight line, but more of like an arched line. And it doesn't really matter the angle of it, but as long as it has like an oval crescent, half crescent type shape to it. And I would do each circle like abundance cast from that into you. And then maybe that's over the top. And then underneath affluence, that second circle you could cast underneath that back to you.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the full moon and us wanting to release things. So what's a simple example of us doing the remote influencing to release something at a full moon then? What can we
I want to release my self-disgust or my shame or something like that.
Or some sort of simple bad habit or whatever, just as a
fair.
test, right?
A little test. Okay, let's get rid of oh man, something easy, right? That's what you said? So like craving
Yeah,
chocolate
like-
after dark or
Yeah,
something. I don't
right?
know.
Yeah, like something simple. So
I'm not sure.
then how would we do that on the page? The same way? Mr. Reality?
No, I'm thinking that because it's a temporal event, you'd have to make so you would still be on. I'm laughing like Candace. So you would have to make a circle of yourself on the left. You would have to draw whatever it is that you want out. And then how would we do it? We would take I'm trying to think the best way to, like the simplest, purest way to
But
do
did
it.
I make it confusing because we're repelling or releasing something instead of attracting something? Is that what's
Yeah.
making it?
Yeah, there's a
I don't think
secondary
that
step
matters
which I'm
though.
trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to manifest the opposite of it. And so in like the
Wouldn't we just
scenario,
write that?
what?
Wouldn't we just write that to let go of XYZ?
Release
I'd be wanting
of
to put
or
the
write a
whole
word that's
Would releasing it
opposite?
let it go?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd be wanting to write the whole CTT like script, to be fair. I'm not even joking. Like to cover my shit, to open, to close, to do all of that.
Yeah.
So that
You need a
and so
sticker
I
with
wonder.
that.
Oh, what?
We need a sticker with the entire CTT script. So you can like put it on the page in the middle.
You don't think that I've already got that? I have multiple copies I can send. But So you know how you did, can I just ask, you know how you did the discontentment for Old Mate? You said that
Yes.
you had to do it 200 times. And so it's only for a set period. Is it not for forever? Could we write for forever? Like, or could we write all better? Because if I'm thinking, you know, it's one thing to let go of like something that we want to let go of, you know, for this full moon. However, if I wanted to let go of like an addiction or a negative or an unhealthy coping mechanism or a bad habit, does that mean I have to every day I need to be checking and doing 200 cycles each day, do you think? Or do you think that
No,
there's
I did it.
somehow a wording that we could be putting in?
I set it up so that it was for the court date the next day. So at the top, I wrote, for maximum impact tomorrow, or for
So
optimum
for
maximum impact tomorrow. So it was like a set temporal event.
okay, so
And that was
if
at the
in
top
saying
of the
that,
page.
we could say from optimum, maximum impact for this lifetime and future lifetimes and past lifetimes, covering everything. Yeah. And whilst we're in the spirit world, I feel like we have forgotten about that.
Yeah, the between life area. I believe we forgot about
Yeah.
that too. It's in my
Mm.
spa script as well, but
Is
we don't
there
do
like
it
just a
much.
part like across all time, space, lives, galaxies? Because that's what I've been using because I can't think of anything else. And then
To
instead of
infinity
saying the
and
word
beyond.
no or don't, I've been saying free from blah 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 because
Mm,
I dislike the adding
I
no's
like
and
freeform.
yeah. So I like always like, how can I flip this wording so that it's always positive wording? I don't know.
I was using overcome,
Okay.
easily and joyfully overcome my negative self-talk, my negative like self-esteem or my low self-esteem or confidence issues and things.
Yeah.
Because you want to overcome it because we want to, I think that was one of the CTT sessions, Mr. Reality. You guys, we did like a overcome our emotional blockages, and things standing in the way of our manifestation. So I kind of picked that up, to utilize as an overcome when I am letting go of things.
It was a while ago. Yes.
Oh yeah, it was ages ago. And the
Yeah,
golden
let
key,
me
where's
think.
the golden key?
Uh, yeah, I remember that one too.
There was quite a
I
few of
deleted all
those.
my Zoom calls because it was taking up like 200 gigs on my hard drive, and I'm like, I already sent these to Liz. I don't need them all. Let me just delete these.
Whoa. Yeah. I have them all written down, to be honest. Like, I
Oh
write
wow.
whatever we're manifesting down, and I have like, I don't know, I think maybe 7 books or something that I just go back. That's how I know. That's why I think it sticks in my
Wow.
head with things that we've done because I'll write down whatever we're manifesting. And then, yeah, it's a
You need
lot.
to start doing CTT instead.
I need to start what?
Start leading. You need to start leading the CTT.
Nah, we don't want to hear what I have to say. No. You have great visualizations. Mine are dark as hell. Like we don't need to be. Yeah, no. And plus, you are very good at controlling things. Anyway, so can I just ask, with the, did you feel anything? Do you think when you did the discontentment, do you think that you had any side effects during or after that time, or do you think that there was a significant event that you could attribute to having done that?
No,
Amazing.
there was not. And similarly, when I sewed, uh, a like so when I do bad things, like send bad things to people, I'm not acting like I don't have an idea in mind. I give people whatever it is that they deserve. And I feel like sending something that I let the universe decide what they're deserving of. And so the other example that I use is my friend Carmen was diagnosed with MS and she was working in a bakery, and the girl was really her boss. You can see her on the Food Network. Michelle was really like not caring that Carmen had MS, and like it was really hot in the bakery and she was having trouble with it. So I was over at her house with her husband and I said, well, what could we do to your boss to just, let her know that she should be a little bit easier on you? And so we're sitting around our dinner table having tea, and I said, let's just all stare at the bottom of our teacup and imagine the dark black abyss that's at the bottom of the teacup and just send that into your body. And just let whatever happens to her, let whatever the universe feels is she's deserving of, and let's just let that go. So we spent like 5 minutes on the meditation, and then she called me the next day and she said, my boss has laryngitis and can't talk. And I said, well, perfect. Look what we did. We just made it's because she was like harping on Carmen, completely. And it turned out we sent like, energy into her to make her not be able to talk for a week. So it was the universe telling her, chill out. Or was it me? I don't know. But we didn't set out to say, give her throat cancer, give her laryngitis, give her anything. We just set the intent of let the universe decide what she's deserving of. And that was it. By using the, metaphor of staring at a teacup, and just because it was like a way to impart visualization in a group, and it was like on the table. So I had no darkness in my heart. I had no ill intent. I was just trying to, make things right. And so, yay. But I suffered nothing from
I
that
think,
either.
did your friends and the husband?
No, nope.
Interesting.
So you've been successful doing that with others. Have you found success remote influencing yourself?
To be honest, I haven't spent much time on it. I only do things for other people, usually. I don't, oh, I should rephrase that. It's negative talk. Typically, I
Yes.
only do things when other people ask me to do. I have not spent enough time
Hey,
on
Mr.
working for
Reality,
myself, which I'm
can you
changing right
remote
now.
influence me?
Yes. Don't think I haven't. I work on that constantly.
No. But that's a good question, Candice. Like
No, I'm kidding.
I know. But the question about if were it being for ourselves, I wonder if that, yeah, I wonder then would we have negative impact or a negative consequence or something like that? Is that kind of where you were coming from, Candice?
That, or also just wondering if, I don't know, just basically about our own blocks that we would have, or our own, say, unconscious self-sabotage of some kind or whatever, right? Like any kind of blocks we might have to stop us from even believing that this would work for us in the first place, even though we believe in, for example, even though he's seen it work on others.
Our
And
conscious
that's what,
mind, yes.
right?
Well, then, yeah, that's what we first need to do is make a bubble about believing and like trusting in our own power, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'll make an example on my my tablet, and I'll post it later on how I run it, how I run the remote influencing, and how I set the time frame for it. I have not done things in perpetude, from previous incarnations to past incarnations, but you can. I know that you can. I just haven't set that chronometer into play yet, but you make a good point about it. This lifetime, previous lifetime, future lifetimes, and in between lifetimes.
Yeah. And also I think like maybe then having like the generational wealth or something. Sorry, I just that just popped into my head instead of like abundance or something. Like it needs to be maybe this is where we actually hang on. No, my question is, do we make it very specific in this or do we make it discontentment?
You don't want to sow discontentment. That's 100%.
No,
Don't don't
I
do that at
definitely
all.
don't. But I'm just saying, no, well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, do we make it that open-ended, or is this the point where we can actually be honing down and saying this is exactly what we want in black and white, all better, and making sure that we say all better? I suppose we can just try one or the other.
Yeah, well, to your first part about making legacy wealth, then you're fucking yourself now because you're giving your great great grandchildren money and not now. So I don't want that. I mean, yeah, great for
No,
my
but
great
I
great
want
grandkids, but
no, but I want it already sewed into my ancestors so that when my mum passes, that I'll actually get some cash. Just kidding. That's so not funny.
if you do, I'll be shocked.
So you mean you want to experience the abundance you want in addition to multi-generational wealth for all of your descendants, right?
And
Can't that just
myself
be, yeah.
included.
So
Yeah,
for you
100%.
now,
Well, me,
starting
because I'll be
starting
there.
yesterday.
Well,
And
starting like previous lifetimes, I reckon, because it would have
yeah,
had to have come from somewhere. Because like
Yeah,
the money
you
maker,
can.
like it needs to be taught, if you know what I mean. Like there had to be some sort of lesson for us to have learnt, parents, grandparents, whatever, that money is important. A house over, a roof over your head is important.
You can reframe past incarnations as well, past events and the past, because it doesn't matter if you're remote influencing the future or the past. I've just never tried it on the scale of multiple lifetimes. And I'm not saying it can't work. We might need to draw energy from somewhere else to
A
make
lot
that
of
work.
energy. How about the
Yeah, I
moon?
don't
The
know that
moon
I would
has
take it
abundant
from me.
energy.
Yeah, let's take it from the moon. Let's be loonies tonight since it's all full staring at us.
Candice, do you see any negative consequences with that? Isn't it just for us to be playing with? Yeah. Let's not
probably.
take it from the dark side, hey. Or maybe. Maybe that's what I will do. Just
I
for
don't
shits
want
and
to.
giggles.
I avoid all dark stuff and all of that. Sorry, I gotta keep muting. This dog is loud and with squeaky toys,
Hey,
and
go,
so
go. No. Yeah, see, this is why I shouldn't be in control of anything.
Yes, I always, whenever that comes up, I caution against using dark energy. I have to, as on record, I have to go on record as saying I do not encourage you to use dark energy to facilitate this because then it permeates you can't get it out if you've got dark energy back in the past, long, long ago.
Mm. Yeah, no, I was only joking. So is the orbs similar to remote influencing then? Because we're utilizing our own energy. Like I get quite nervous about sending out my own energy because I know that stuff that I'm doing in the present is quite important for my energy to be focused on, if that makes sense.
Yes, that's why I set the intention for it to once dissolve, return to me. So it's not out there
Clean.
lingering. It's not out there as like debris field from me. It, reverts back to once its mission is complete to me.
Interesting. I wonder if we've done that in previous lifetimes, and that's what all of this shit is like, that it's been relabeled and just like misconstrued as some other energy, and we can't find it because it's mislabeled. We don't want to pick up like the shame or the guilt or whatever. But really, what we need to be doing is just like getting our spirit helpers or divine team to go grab our energy, heal it, like take it back into the spirit world, heal it, transmute it into white light positive karma, deliver it back to us, ensuring that it is complete and ours only.
Yeah, that's the point of Robert Monroe's last book, Far Journey, where he talks about retrieving his previous incarnations and, getting them. He doesn't elaborate on whether he's getting their energy or whether he's, healing their energy, but that is something that we probably need to do, which is what I try and do with the soul path alignment too, going back and picking up those fragments that we've left back, along the timeline.
The soul fragments, right?
Yeah, the soul fragments from our past incarnations, our past traumas that we've never dealt with, or injustices that we still feel grievances towards, even though Liz will claim that, oh, you're all friends and neighbors when you're dead. Oh, you killed me, I'll kill you next time. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. I wouldn't lose my ire that quickly, I would hope.
Yes, and we can't
But
dark
now I'm
descend.
releasing it.
Thank you.
Well,
I can't imagine getting
no.
over it that quickly.
From
Yeah,
what
she
Liz has said to
claimed.
me in like my one-on-one session that I've had with her, is that like souls for most of the part just are pumped that they have survived the lifetime. They got through it. They're just cheering that they actually just survived. And that's the aim of the game. It's not to like, ascend or do anything different. It's just basically just to get through the lifetime, as planned, which I find nuts.
Sounds very skullduggery and very, very unceremonial, doesn't it?
Well, it does. You get like a
Not
cheer
that you
when
had
you
any
when you
success.
die. Everyone's like, "Yeah, you survived!" Woo! That's how Liz said that my soul family is like that. They all cheer when you, because we survived. Yeah, we got shit all over, but I mean, we got not a nice lifetime, but at least you survived. Like you had the worst of the worst, but you survived. Congratulations. But like it could have
But
just
you
been 10
didn't.
times easier. That's right. You just got all
You're
this
dead.
crap, but they all did.
But you didn't
But I
survive.
did.
That's like the end of the story. You're done.
True. That's why I said I need to get off this crazy, crazy roller coaster with these people.
You come up a lot, even though you're not there, about getting rid of your soul family. It seems to be a recurring theme because you're not alone in that.
Yeah, but I also now don't think that I would want to. Like I think I've changed my tune, to be honest.
Oh, that is shocking. Yes.
Because I'm gonna be whatever whatever happens next time, it'll be fine. I think that yeah, what we don't know, we don't know. But I think that what we can envision of it being like of the unknown is always worse than what is reality.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for a repeat.
So like our brain, like my brain catastrophizes everything. Like it can go and make up this whole terrible thing about some unknown
I
topic or for things
have
that
never
come.
heard
But
that, but that catastrophizes. That is spectacularly horrific, but thank you for the explanation of it.
but then that's silly because
I'm
then
sorry to interrupt.
my soul won't grow. Will it? Because we all like to have trauma because that's apparently the best way to grow, which I find is crazy. So yeah, I think that I would like to use one of these orbs or the remote influencing to get rid of some negative habits, please.
Me too.
Okay, let me ruminate a bit on the best way to create like 3 spaces or 4 spaces on the remote influencing template for that, and like how to cast it out, because I haven't thought about that. I've only thought about casting in, but we could take the, if you see the problem that I envision with writing the negative of it or the opposite of it or the positive of the negative emotions you're trying to cast out is the brain is not going to see the negativity of it. And so it's going to reinforce the horribleness of what you're trying to cast out because it
Ah,
it doesn't recognize negative like sentiment in
yeah.
it. So if you try and say, I'm trying to cast out my catastrophic thoughts, well, if you put in the bubble not having catastrophic thoughts, the universe doesn't see not, and it's going to see have catastrophic thoughts, and it's going to magnify. So
So you're
I need
saying
to
we
sit.
need to instead do the opposite and just attract only positive thoughts?
I don't know. I need to think about it. I need to sit and think and ask my team about
Hmm.
how to extract the the negative aspects effectively through
The thing that
RI.
I've
I don't
noticed,
know.
that the thing that I noticed is like like manifesting positive, healthy coping mechanisms as opposed to manifesting letting go of negative, unhealthy coping mechanisms is that the negative is still there in me. So yes, I
Yes, it
can
is.
manifest
Right.
more
Yeah.
good habits and all that kind of stuff. However, the one thing that I want to let go of, it's still going to sit there whether I have it or not. Like whether we use that as the positive thoughts coming in, for example.
Right. I need to sit
That's
and
what I
think on how
struggle
to
with having
extract.
to understand. Yeah.
And then further, and I'll end it after this, is to Candace's point that with an A, that it's difficult for us to do good things for ourselves. The thought that I had is the Hitchcock movie Strangers on a Train, where 2 people decided to stage their significant other's murders so that neither one of them would have a cross with the murder. And I thought, well, maybe we need to have like a buddy who will like manifest good things for us so that,
Mm.
there's no negative consequences if we have someone else doing it at us for us, because
The
then
buddy
they're,
system.
I don't know if it'd work. It's just thought I had.
That's a good
That's a
idea.
We don't want
thought.
to impart
Yeah,
anyone else's. You've had.
I've had that thought for sure.
Okay.
And
Mm.
I've thought that maybe it's not good because we don't know what other people have, that they're not. I'll stop there because I just realized that I'm putting a blockage into something that may work. So let me just shush my mouth. I think it's a great idea that we look into it.
Okay. Yeah, I understand you're saying what you're saying, and it's we don't commingle energy, and it's not good to commingle and set other soul contracts with people, but that's the blockage coming through, and that's what's telling us,
Mm.
don't do that, which might be great that we get that blockage because if something's going to work, there's a block for it. So that we all heard the blockage and got it might be great because it's our block coming through to something that would work.
Interesting. If we have those blockages, then how about blocking the negative thought patterns? Or I don't know. instead of removing it, blocking any new stuff.
Ooh, I like that. A block.
Throw it in
Like
the
a big
book.
a big shield. I don't know.
You have an entry in
Because
Candace's
they can
book.
always
Congratulations.
email. They can always email us or do something. They can always siphon out energy another way if you block them. No, I think that's a great idea actually. Like, why not?
A giant energy
Mystery
block.
Yeah. Um, do you have a special a good word or a better meaning word than block mysteryality in your dictionary and vocabulary of words?
Shield?
Mm.
Um, I'm trying to think. I do.
But then that
I'd
also
like it to be
comes with
simple and
saying
eloquent.
that we need to have things, negative things happen so that we can overcome them. So it's about viewing them as easily and happy and all of that, because we have free will about the way that we feel when stuff happens to us. So we want to have, but yeah, right?
Right. So what you're saying, I just want to paraphrase to make sure I understand. So what
Please.
you're saying is that you want the ability to move through a difficult ordeal with ease and grace in a safe and healthy way, to move through it
Everything.
with confidence, type of thing,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Move through life, I suppose.
With wise confidence or something.
With so much knowledge, universal knowledge. But then our head will explode, won't it?
The confidence of
I was
divine
thinking,
wisdom.
repel is better than block because it, can't get through if it's a
Oh, it
if it's
pushes you
repel.
away.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
it push me away, or no? It pushes the negativity away.
No.
So we're repelling the
Yeah,
negative,
sorry.
we're repelling anything that comes at us, and not so that it, when you think of a repellent that you spray on like a raincoat, it can't touch you, it can't interact with you, it can't bind with you. So if we put up this protective barrier of that
Noisy
repels
repellent.
any negative energy, then that might be better than block it. Because if it blocks it, it just stays there and it's going to surround you and try and get at you like a swarm of bees. But we need to find a better way to make it a deterrent. So repelling seems better to me.
Yeah. For some reason, the way you described it made way more sense, because in my brain, repel, I was thinking something bouncing and something going to somebody else, but your description makes way more sense.
Thanks. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just asked, can consciousnesses, so like a consciousness, so like Ruckus or Coco or Daisy, can they manifest?
You manifested a lifetime with me. So they can manifest or
But
write
did
their
she?
lesson plan or down in the,
Okay, and then can
well,
like a leaf of grass manifest as well? Can I ask this leaf of grass, like this blade of grass, to manifest for me? Can that be my manifesting partner,
no, it doesn't
my
have
buddy?
the wherewithal. Yeah, it doesn't have the wherewithal. Doesn't have
Oh, okay.
the complexity for it
So maybe that's good
consciously,
then. So
or
it'll just do it basically.
well, you gotta have someone help you write it down. Your dogs can't write. I mean, Daisy can kind of write. Daisy, what are you doing? Daisy, come over here.
Okay, so
What are you
what the
doing over
three of
there?
us should do if we want manifesting partners is do a manifestation triangle or something.
everyone else that didn't come is going to be jealous. Like, oh, I want to be in there. You got to find a buddy, Judy. You got to find a buddy,
I
Daniel.
think you just need to do like a Saturday afternoon so that it's at a different time for others. But I don't even know what time it is for you. What time works for you, Candace, so that everybody can call in?
Oh, I'm good with any time. I can normally come whenever. But it's during the day for me at the moment. It was at 11 o'clock in the morning
Oh,
on a Thursday.
okay. 11's good for you. Yeah. And then with
So right
Matt,
now it's 8:20, and my class will start tomorrow 2 hours ago at 6. So what's it? It's 11 o'clock for you now?
It's 12:20 p.m. So at 10 a.m. tomorrow, I'll be there.
My class too.
on the 7th for Candace and on the 6th for you.
Yeah, on Friday. Perfect. So can I test this orb or this remote influencing on, say, an object in the house or something like that?
Where'd he go? Maybe he's chasing Daisy?
I thought my internet had cut out and I was
Well,
like,
that's
oh
what I
goodness.
wondered. He was so quiet. I have problems toggling between mute and speak on my phone here. So I'm just
Oh my God, I thought you guys were gone.
with
And I'm
my
like,
loud dog. I was waiting for him to talk. So he must be chasing Daisy.
must be.
Now I
She's
lost
gone.
the thought. What were you talking about? Now I forget what your
Can
question
I?
was.
Unmuted, so-
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, can I, Matt, can I do that remote influencing for an object in the house? So, to make a plant grow better, I don't know, or to maybe have my lights and my power not cut out when I use my washing machine, dryer, dishwasher, air fryer all at the same time.
Oh, ooh, I could use that one.
To not be affected by the friggin' substation next door. Yeah, I just wonder if that's something maybe that I could definitely test out to see if it does work or not.
To influence a ball to roll across the floor.
Jesus. Yeah, that would be cool. I
Interesting.
think Coco would have a lot of things to play with then, and so would Ruckus. That'd be mad.
We'd be having a party.
And Daisy too.
Yeah. No, the boys already took you for a walk. No. Yeah, I think my dog's trying to manifest a walk right now. A walk in the dark.
What type of dog is Coco?
He is
Oh, it's a he.
a Pomeranian. I know. He is 11 months old. He came with the name. And he's kind of creamy. He's Pomeranian, kind of creamy and white, but he must have corgi or something in him, or I don't know, like a border collie or something in him, because he's got an hourglass kind of white stripe down his face and chest, and his legs are kind of fat like a corgi, but longer in the same way that a Pomeranian would have legs in proportion with his body. So but he's large and he's a little bit larger than most Pomeranians, so like on the heavy side. So we don't know what he is.
That's
A
so funny.
mix.
That's so cool.
And your Coco is probably a girl.
Yeah, she was a girl. She was a little teacup chihuahua. She was like that chocolate dark brown kind of color with white on her chest and her snout and bits on her face and her belly and her paws and everything.
Well, then that makes sense for her to be called Coco, not this guy.
Well, to be honest, like I actually I named her Coco because I wasn't allowed to name my daughter Coco. So yeah,
Oh,
but I don't even have a daughter, so it doesn't like it's neither here nor there. But yeah,
Not yet.
it definitely suited Coco. Not yet.
that works.
But I also have another Chihuahua kind of thing. His name is Ruckus, and yeah, he's black instead of the same type of like markings with the white as Coco, but about 3 times as big. So maybe the same type of size as you or Coco, and he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
black. So, yeah,
Oh,
but
fun.
Daisy is huge. I don't even understand how
Yeah, she's
she's a
a
dog.
big doggy.
She's a big girl.
She's so tall.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful. I will get this up and we'll try and figure out how we're going to do the triad of manifestation.
Okay,
Amazing.
fun. Okay. Oh, and what's next week? Is next week the? Oh, okay. It's in 2 weeks that I can't join,
Yeah,
but
we'll
I'll
get
be there.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
It was nice to meet you, Candice.
Nice to meet
Thank you.
you. Good night.
Good talking to you both. Bye.